So we had a bit of an interesting time at the border. 4 o'clock in the morning we woke up at the Chinese border. They came, took our passport, went off for a few hours, stamped them, came back. Then there was lots of shunting around. Then we got to the Russian side. Russian lady came, took our passport, really scrutinised our faces. Then she took our passport and went off. Had a bit of a nap. I did. Then a guy came through with a sniffer dog number 1. That was all fine. Then somebody else came, had a look around. Then another sniffer dog came. Then a lady came and dismantled our entire cabin. She looked under every compartment, under every bed, took the ceiling down, like no stone was unturned. That was all fine. She went off, I had another nap. Then another lady came, she checked all our bags, we had to open up all our bags, show her all that stuff. Then she went. Eventually another person came, gave her passports back. So that whole process took about 4 or 5 hours. Then they're like, you've got to get off the train. And we're like, what? For 2 hours, 3 hours. We're like, what, why? Turns out that actually China and Russia have a different gauge railway. So at the border, they've got to take everyone off the train, then they've got to take it over to a crane. The crane picks up the train and changes the chassis so that it can work on the Russian railway. So, who knew? No one told us that. So that was fun. And then we got back on the train and then off we went. Next stop, the Baikal Lake. Our first view of the Baikal Lake in Russia. It's huge.
Теплую землю посадили, она раньше взойдет. Я говорю, что...
So tonight we're at the Backhoe Lake, about an hour outside of Irkutsk. I figured out how to say it. And we're having some, what is it, Sean?
Borscht.
Borscht. Soup for dinner, and we've got some sort of herring later. So this, I think, is a traditional, I don't know, Russian Siberian meal, I don't know. Anyway, how does it taste, Sean?
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's the most normal thing we've had for a while.
Cool, and then we've got the lake out beside us, gently lapping. Our cold herring and chips have arrived now as well, so it's definitely time for dinner. So if at any point you're getting sick of noodles on the train, in Russia you can get these. They're like mashed potato pots. They're pretty good. I think it was 30 rubles. So after getting on the train in Beijing on the 8th of June, we are now an hour away from Moscow, and it's the 15th of June. We showered in Irkutsk on the 11th of June. Anyway, I can smell myself, it's not very pleasant. So, later today, hopefully we'll see the Kremlin. And then we got another train tonight. Woohoo! For 2 days. So, fun times. And so we've arrived in Moscow. Way. Now we're saying goodbye to our train, our home for the last 4 days. We met lots of different people, mostly Russian. There was lots of use of Google Translate. Surprise, surprise.
At least we could actually use it in this country.
Yeah, it was easier than in China. Lol. So, there we go. So I'm not gonna lie, this definitely wins for being the most sparkly street I've ever walked down. We found the Red Square, yay! It was pretty easy. We got the metro, it's 55 rubles each, 4 stops, done. Now we're eating street food, surprise. It was pretty good. 55 rubles also for a sausage roll. Over here, we're gonna have the Kremlin. We've got Cathedral. Anyway, we're gonna go and explore. So. Okay, it's all slightly wrong. We're about 200 meters from the Red Square. Now we're in the Red Square. So we've got the Kremlin and the really famous cathedral at the end. The queue for the Kremlin is pretty big, so we need to figure out what to do about that. So after queuing for nearly an hour and a half, we finally got tickets. Getting tickets for the actual main entrance to the Kremlin isn't too tricky if you can navigate this queue system. But if you want tickets for the armory, you gotta get here early and queue. Well, we managed just about to get tickets. And now we're waiting for security check, which is moving quite quickly, so I think it will go alright. So we're inside the Kremlin, yay! Actually, security didn't take very long, like maybe 5 minutes. So we've got some cannons here. Various other buildings.
This massive cannon behind us is the Tsar's cannon. It weighs about 39.5 tons and was cast in 1586 under the order of Tsar Peter. And it's for the protection of the Kremlin, handed down through the descendants from Tsar Peter.
Cool. It's pretty huge.
And it's the largest medieval cannon known to exist. We thought the Tsar's cannon was big, just look at the Tsar's bell. This is 200 tons and was cast in 1733 on the order of, I'm going to have to look up the name because I can't pronounce it, Anna Loanovana or something similar to that. And it was cast in the foundry here in Moscow. It's got some pretty impressive reliefs on for something cast that size. It's quite remarkable.
Why is there a big chunk out of it?
Doesn't say.
So right now we're in Cathedral Square. And as you can see, there's quite a few different cathedrals. So how many can you count? Here is the Cathedral of St. Basil in the Red Square. Famous for its interesting roofs. I think it was built in around the 15th century. Yeah. We can't go inside because